So today we will just to see the basics of Salesforce, what Salesforce is, why we are using Salesforce. So what benefits we have if we learn Salesforce. So all the things we will see today. And we also see a basic free software that is available for us to practice. It is not basic, it is having almost all the features of what the real-time Salesforce instance is having. So we go through all those things. So basically, we do have too many CRMs nowadays. Like before Salesforce came into the market, we got People CRM, Sugar CRM, Microsoft CRM. There are so many CRMs. And apart from all those, Siebel CRM is the most popular CRM. So Siebel CRM is the most popular CRM, and it was most popular almost 10 years back. So almost all the companies started migrating to Siebel CRM. So all of a sudden, people started coming out of Siebel CRM towards Salesforce CRM. So what are the differences between the Siebel and the Salesforce? So Siebel CRM is totally a application that is not based on cloud. So you need to install the software first, and after installing your software, then only you can use your software. So whatever the development you are doing to move that to your production life business, it is not a simple scenario. It is not a cloud-based tool. So Salesforce CRM is the first cloud-based tool which is built on the cloud computing platform. So I think you people are aware of cloud computing. So we need to learn what is cloud computing before we go further. Suppose you are trying to use a software. So what you generally do, if you take the example of say MS Office. So I think the online version of MS Office is now available, but consider that there is no online version of MS Office. So what you have to do, if you want to edit a document, you have to download it, you have to install it, then only you can use it, right? But nowadays there are some softwares that are purely built on cloud, something like your Gmail. So to use your Gmail, you don't need to install anything. What you need to have is you just need to have a browser and a internet connection. So you can do the modifications in your user account. You can send an email, receive an email, delete emails, upload files, all those things you can do. So say Gmail is a best example to understand how the cloud computing works. We don't need to install any software, we don't need to buy any license, just to create a user account, send emails, receive emails, all the things you can do, and you don't need to save any files in your local. All the emails will be on the cloud. Okay, so this is the best example of a cloud computing tool. So likewise the Salesforce. So you don't need to install any software. Okay, you just need to have a browser, a URL will be there. You have to use the URL just like you log into your Gmail. In the same way, you will be logging into your Salesforce, you will be working on it, you will be building your software, and you will not be saving anything in your local. Everything will be stored on the cloud. All your coding, all your components, whatever the modifications that you are doing, those modifications will entirely be saving on the cloud. Okay, so what is the advantage of doing something like that? Suppose you are building a software. Okay, so if you take some applications like mainframes, installing the software itself is taking a long time. You have to install your software in your local. Okay, you need to buy the software first and install, and installation time it takes long time, and there will be separate process, different procedures for different softwares, and you need to have your system configuration. Like some softwares like Oracle, so they demand like very high, very faster RAM, Like nowadays, the Oracle software, Oracle I think 11 came into market, so that requires almost, I think it is 1 GB of RAM is mandatory to install Oracle software. So see, the system requirements are going high as the complexity of building software is going high. Okay, so you need to have a RAM, you need to have a separate hard disk space for the software, and a separate operating system. So all operating systems will not be, may not be, compatible with the software that you are installing. So you have to consider too many factors. Just for installing your software, you have to consider all the system configurations. Okay, so yeah, someone has joined. Okay, so we are just in the beginning. I have not taken much of time. Just we discussed 5 minutes. We were discussing what is cloud computing. Anyway, you can get it back. I will share you the recording. I think some newcomer has joined for him. Okay, so just for installing softwares, what are the factors that you are looking at? What is your system speed? What is your operating system? What is the memory you have to allocate for the software? These are all the things you are looking at. And after you start working on it, okay, suppose I have a project that I am building on Oracle 10. Consider this, because Oracle is the software which is having too many versions and too many upgrades. Okay, so I'm building a software on Oracle 10. So it's been 6 months that I worked on Oracle 10, and Oracle 11 came into market with some new features, and I like those features and I want those features. So definitely, IT team is different, and what exactly the client team, the business team is different. So the business team will look at Oracle 11 features and ask the IT team to get those features. So what these people has to do, again they have to start from the beginning installing Oracle 11, and whatever the work they have done in Oracle 10, they have to import all the work to the new software. Okay, so there is no automatic upgrade. Okay, you have to remove everything, install everything freshly, and work from the beginning. So uh, I think few years back, the look and feel of Gmail is different. If you go and check Gmail, the look and feel of Gmail few years back is completely different. Okay, now you are seeing primary, social, promotion, something like that, but previously it was everything on the left hand side, and you have to select the folders. Okay, so I have not done anything here. Automatically all user accounts have been updated with the new features. It's not the same with the real-time software. Okay, if it is not a cloud-based platform, it is not the scenario, because it is totally cloud. Our Gmail is totally cloud. Whatever you are doing, everything will be saved on the cloud. But it is not the scenario with all the softwares. Only cloud-based platforms have that advantage. If that is not cloud, then what we have to do, as the scenario we have seen. So a new version of software came into the market. Client have seen the benefits of the new one, and he wants everything to be built on the new version. Then the IT team has to work from the beginning, removing all on Oracle 10. So consider the IT team has spent 6 months of their time on the previous version. So all the work has gone waste, right? In future, there may be one more version, and you may be running behind the new versions. Okay, as you are not getting the updates by default, you will be running behind your new versions to get all the benefits. So, but Salesforce is not something like that. Whatever the new versions, those new versions will be available automatically to all the users. It is something like Gmail. All the new features will be available to everyone who has purchased their license. Okay, we will see the examples how it can be possible. Okay, so these are the some of the big advantages that we have using the cloud-based tools. So Cwell is not a cloud-based tool. Whenever they got the update again, they have to install, they have to do a lot of manual process there. So that is why people started migrating to cloud computing, Salesforce. Okay, so what exactly is a Salesforce? So every business, like whoever is having some customers, okay, they need to take care of their customers. That is the highest priority. They need to get the new customers. That is also one biggest priority. So they have to always focus on the new customers, and whoever are their customers, they should retain the customers for longer time to make profits. That is the motto of our business, right? Every business will be focusing on the customers, getting new customers and retaining the existing customers. So Salesforce is a platform which can help the companies to improve the new customers and also retain the existing customers for longer time. We have different modules in Salesforce, like we have a sales cloud application, service cloud, and marketing cloud. Okay, so these are the different modules we have, and we'll be looking at different modules in our training. Okay, so we have both admin and development. Okay, so admin in the sense, as we already discussed, so if you want to use Gmail, what you have to do, you have to just go and create a user account. In the same way, if you want to have a Salesforce application, you don't need to do anything, just pay some money, get the license, start using it. Okay, so here we get the concept of agile, but let me tell you what I wanted to tell before, and I will go for agile. Okay, so if you want to use Salesforce, you just have to go create a user account and start using it. You don't need to do anything. Okay, but if you want to customize application as per your business requirements, so you have some custom business requirements, because every business is not unique. So by keeping all business in mind, Salesforce developed a application which is more likely, having similar features of every business. Okay, so what every business contains, so they will have user accounts, like whatever the customer they have, they create the customer data. And like, consider the example of buying a new laptop. Okay, you are interested in buying new laptop, you have seen some online offer with some laptops manufacturing company, so that is available online. You fill an application, provide your credit card details, pay the money, get the laptop. And if you got any trouble with your laptop, you will again create a complaint online. So everything you are doing online, all these things can be taken care by Salesforce online only. So you don't need to have any manual process like going to the store, buying it, and if you got any problem with your product, and again go to the store, return it back, and get it repaired. So all these things can be avoided. Okay, this is one basic example that I am telling you, but there are too many things that we can do. So by keeping all the businesses in mind, they have come up with a standard application which is readily available to use without any customization. You don't need to do any customization. So if you want to start your business, then get the license and start using it. You don't need to do anything. But as per your business requirements, if you want to modify it, if you want to customize it, then you have to go for the development part. Okay, and using other customization like admin part also, like just a point and click. All the admin, whatever I say, the admin part, it is totally just a point and click. You don't need to write any code. Okay, all the admin part is purely no coding. Okay, so the development part contains the code. We need to have some basic coding concepts. Okay, so right, I said application ready to use. So why they came up with something that is ready to use? The reason is, nowadays people are following agile methodology. So that is one of the software development lifecycle methodologies. We have too many software development lifecycle methodologies. We need to be aware of this agile methodology, because that is the most popular methodology, and most of the clients have adapted that methodology. So what is agile, we will see. I just spent 5 minutes of my time, but it is really very important. So what are the different phases of a software development life cycle? We have different phases. Anyone have any idea of different phases of software development life cycle? First stage is requirements gathering from the client. So what are the actual business requirements from the client? We have to gather the requirements. After that, analyze them. Okay, analyze the requirements. After that, design, implement, test, and after that, maintenance. These are the different phases that we have in a software development life cycle. Okay, so the traditional life cycle methodologies follow different steps. Okay, like suppose there is a software. Okay, we got all the requirements. We are trying to build a software and we got all the requirements. So if you take some other development life cycles, so the traditional ones like waterfall, or there are some different life cycle methodologies that we have. We don't use them any, I mean, we are not at all using them now, but we need to know them also. So what they do is they collect the requirements, analyze them, design them, implement them, and test them. In the testing phase, if they find something wrong, then again they have to go back. Then again they have to go back and start from the requirements stage, because their way of plan is like go downwards till testing. If you got any problems in testing, and again go to the starting step and complete the total cycle here. Okay, so that way they used to maintain the software development life cycle. Suppose a project is there, so the estimated time for the project is 6 months. For 4 months, they spent their time on these four modules, and the 2 months is allocated for testing it. And they found major failures in testing. Then what they have to do? They have to again go back and start from the beginning. So it is not a very good practice. What is agile and what is the specialty of agile? So what agile is doing is, in the traditional method, the client, whoever is asking you to build the software, he has to wait till the software is completely developed, right? In the previous example, we considered the development time is 6 months. So the client has to wait till 6 months to get his product, right? So after 6 months, he can use it. Okay. So agile methodology, what it is saying is, why you have to wait till 6 months? What is the need for you to wait till 6 months? There is no need. So you just, instead of preparing all the software at one go, divide your software. Like what is your high priority items? Okay, what is your high priority item? So take the high priority items first and try to build them. Okay, test them, and high priority items functionality has been developed. Go for next high priority. So if you are considering you can finish your complete software in 6 months in the traditional methodology, your high priority items can be completed in 1 month. Okay, so the high priority items means the components with which you can start your business, with which you can start your application. If you see your WhatsApp or Facebook or your Twitter or all the things, the basic versions of softwares are what we have as the basic version is different, and what we have now is different. Facebook, when it is started, it was not that productive, it was not that responsive. It is very fast now. Messenger and different functionalities are there. Like in that only we have advertisements and so many things we have in Facebook, but the basic version of Salesforce is not having everything. So slowly they upgraded it. In the same way, what are your high priority items to start your business? Get the high priority items. Function, develop the functionality within a month and start using it. And If the first cycle is completed, the first high level components have been built, you are using your application, then start developing your next high priority items. If you complete your next high priority items, go for next high priority items. So like divide the work. Okay, so in the traditional case, we spent 6 months of time and the client is waiting for 6 months. But here in the new one, in the agile methodology, you are just waiting for a month. Your high priority components have been developed. The client is using the application. It is live, and again you are building your next high priority items. So you are going step by step. Okay. So in this process, in your high priority items in the first cycle, if you find something wrong, that is easy for you to go back and check and complete the cycle again. It is very easy. Instead of doing the testing at the end of developing the complete software, it is really difficult to go to the first stage and start analyzing it again and designing and implementing. It is really hard. But in the first stage, in the first phase, when you are developing your high priority items, if you find something wrong, it is very easy because you have very few components and you know where exactly is the error is, and it's very easy to fix. So because it is just a part of your software, it is not the whole software. Okay, so there are many advantages of going through agile methodology. So that is why in most of the requirements, if you see, people definitely mention knowledge on agile methodology. Okay, so your first high priority items, you can say sprint one. So people call the modules as sprints. Okay, this is the real-time terminology that we need to use. In real time, we use this terminology. So in sprint one, they develop high priority items. In sprint two, they go for the next high priority. Sprint three, something like that. So some companies, some organizations, they call it as release one. Simple terminology, release two. Okay, so maybe we may have 3 4 something like that to complete the entire software. Okay, so the client, there is no need for the client to wait till 6 months. Suppose, see in the previous example, so the client has waited for 6 months and by then a new version of the software came into the market. Then what the client has to do, he has to just ignore whatever he has developed so far, because the new version is having so many advantages and his competitors may get the new version of the software and get more benefits and get more business, right? So that is the reason he also immediately will switch to it. But what happened, what is the use of developing you know the other version of the software? So 6 months time is wasted, your effort is wasted, money has gone waste, everything is gone waste. But here in the agile methodology, you have already started using it. Even though you are switching to another tool or another technology, so it is okay because you have used your software for 5 months, so you generated some money. Okay, so it has given some benefit to you, so that is fine. But here it is a complete loss in the traditional methodologies. So that is the reason people go for agile. So in agile methodology, you have to keep some terminology in mind: sprint one, sprint two, and sprint master. So in real time, the IT team is working separately and the business team working separately. So for the IT team and the business team, there should be a bridge, a person sitting in between these two teams. So we call him as a sprint master. Okay, so we don't use the terminology in real time. So nowadays we are calling them as business analysts, and nowadays business analyst are, has to know the entire functionality of the software. Okay, so the requirements are keep on changing. Business analyst means the person who gets the requirements from the client and delivers that to the development team. That is the main meaning of business analyst. But nowadays the companies are asking for the technical skills also for this business analyst position. Okay, so that is a different scenario, right? So that is about your agile methodology. And Let's move on to Salesforce again. So something I missed in Agile. Okay, right. If I get it back, then I will tell you. Right. So let's get back to Sales Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and Service Cloud. Okay. So each and every business who is having a interaction with a customer, like retail businesses, or if company is manufacturing some products, so these companies they directly have interaction with people. So here interaction with people is there for not only for manufacturing companies but also service oriented companies. So Salesforce is helping not just companies that are manufacturing some products but also for the service oriented companies. So Sales Cloud is purely concentrating on the sales side. So what is the sales? Okay, so how we are improving our sales year to year, month to month. Okay, so that kind of information we will see in Sales Cloud. And Service Cloud is totally based on aftermarket. Like you have sold your product to some customer and you have to retain him for longer time so that he will use your services like his product maintenance. Okay. Take the example, I work for a client who is manufacturing the helicopters and some jet planes. Okay. So his motto is first to get the customers. Okay. So he will use marketing cloud here. He will use marketing cloud to get the customers, to get the new customers. Okay. So how marketing cloud helps here to get the new customers means we have some other tools that we are using, something like JetNet and Amstart. These are the two different tools that we are using for marketing cloud. So these two are the different companies which are providing the feed, like data backup of the people who are using aeroplanes. Okay, these two companies provide the data of people who are using aeroplanes and who are thinking of buying aeroplanes. Like if you want to buy something, what you will do? If I want to buy a laptop, I will go online and do the search. And in some websites, they ask me for my details, like what is your name, email, phone number, something like that. So there I will provide my details. From there, somehow these people capture the data of those people and they store it and they sell the data to the companies. So from here, you are getting data. Or else there is also another way. In Salesforce itself, we have some standard things. Like you might follow some different strategies of your advertisements. Okay, you might be following different strategies of your advertisements. Like you may be giving some ads somewhere in the newspaper or TV channel or anywhere, or hoardings or banners, whatever it is. Okay, and also campaigns. Like if you see some places, like very crowded places, very busy places, if you see, so take the example of automobiles. So if a new product is about to release in the market means, so what the automobile company will do, they will have a sample of their product in some busiest locations. So after you see that, if you are interested, what you will do, you will go and ask for the details. So a new car came into the market and it's really good, then definitely I will go and look for the details. So what is the engine capacity and spacing and all the requirements, I will go and check. So when you are asking any representative who is there in that location, he will be taking of your details. So definitely he will take your details. If there is a test ride available, so he will not give you the vehicle for test ride immediately, right? He will take some basic information. So like that they will capture some information from the people. Somehow they follow some different strategies, so they get the people data who are interested in buying our product or similar product. Okay, suppose I want to buy a laptop. There is a stall, so they got some new products available, so they will be displaying everything in the stall, and if I go and ask them, they will take my details and explain everything to me. So that means I am thinking of buying something similar to it. So that is the reason they are taking my data. So what they will do, after taking my data, they will call. Okay, so that is different thing. They will call me and ask me, so if you are interested, are you still interested in buying our product? So they will try to convince you there. They will try to attract you by giving some discounts and some special offers or something like that. So if you are okay with their discounts and special offers, then immediately you'll go and buy it. You became a customer to them. So that is why they follow different strategies in getting the new customers. Okay, so here there is a term that I have to use, which is really very important: lead. Okay, so this is a standard Salesforce object we have. Okay, so again a new term came here, object. I will tell you what is object. So object is a thing which is just like a data table. Okay, suppose my name is Srinu, my surname Namani, and my phone number something and all the details. So a customer care representative or a representative at the stall, he has taken my details. I am not the customer of their product. I am not using them, but I am interested in buying their product. So they have to capture my information, right? So there is an object called a lead where they store all the information. Okay, so in lead object, they will store the information of people who are interested in buying their product or a similar product. Okay, so there the business starts. So salespeople will contact you. Marketing people are totally different. Marketing cloud is totally different. We have different tools to get the new customers. Okay, so different types of businesses will have different types of tools to get the new customers. Okay, there are some companies that are selling data outside. So once the marketing is done, we get the new people data who are interested in buying similar products or our products. Then this data will be stored in the Salesforce, and here comes the Sales Cloud concept. So somehow you have to attract the person and you have to make him buy our product or make him use our service so that he will become our customers. So our revenue will be generated then. Okay, suppose yes, we convinced someone. Okay, we convinced someone and he bought our product or he is using our service. Then later on the service cloud starts. Suppose I'm using some broadband service. I'm using AT&T broadband service. I got a problem. I will inform them immediately. So how fast you respond to your customers? Okay, if you are responding too fast compared to your competitors, then definitely you are going to retain your customer for longer time. Okay, so that is why you have to use a tool to provide a faster and efficient solution to your customers. So there comes the service cloud. Okay, so the entire business is revolving around your marketing, sales, and service cloud. Okay, it is always better to focus on all the three modules. So nowadays there are some requirements which is specially looking on marketing cloud. Okay, so in those cases also you have to go and you have to do your job. Like getting a deep knowledge in marketing cloud is always a good thing. Some people they specially focus on sales cloud. The requirements especially focus on sales cloud. Even then you have to accept. Okay, some companies they ask you to have all the three things. Okay, we discuss everything here. Okay, we discuss all the things here, but I'm just telling you. So there are some companies which are dividing these three modules and recruiting developers or Salesforce professionals based on their requirements. Okay, but always focus on all the three because Salesforce is a part of all these three modules. Okay, any other questions so far? So you can stop me if I am going too fast. It is just introduction session. So whatever I am discussing here today, All these things again we will discuss when the time comes, because our regular class is, it is like, not just focusing on what exactly Salesforce is, but also what is going on in the real time. Okay, so you can stop me anytime whenever you got any question, right? So we will see now how we can create a environment for our practice purposes. Okay, so Salesforce is a tool which is providing a fully upgraded free version of software for developers to practice. Okay, so all the softwares, I mean, so far all the technologies, the CRM technologies that I have seen, no one is doing that. Maybe Microsoft Dynamics is doing that, but I am not aware of it. So Microsoft Dynamics is also a similar kind of CRM tool based on the cloud computing, but it is not very popular as Salesforce. When Salesforce came into market, there is no Microsoft Dynamics. It came lately. By then, Salesforce captured full market. So we have a few requirements on the Microsoft Dynamics, but it is not very popular CRM tool. But Salesforce is really very popular. If you go and check any job portals, then you can find plenty of vacancies on it. Okay, so they have provided a free full version of software for the developers to use. So what you just have to do is you have to go to developer.salesforce.com to create your free version of software. Let's go to, okay, so there you have a option to sign up. Okay, if you have existing account, you can log in or sign up. There is one more way, but you should not follow this way. So I'm just telling you guys not to follow this, because sometimes you may come here and you may create a user account here, and that is not going to be a full version. Okay, so you got the option try for free. Okay, so this is a trial version of the software. Okay, so they will give you this trial version for a month. After that they will ask you to pay some amount. Okay, that is why do not go here. Do not go to your login.salesforce.com, and for sign up don't use it. To log into your Salesforce, you have to use this login.salesforce.com, but not to create your developer account. To create your developer account, go to developer.salesforce.com and click on sign up. Give your details. Give your email. Just give any other details. So it is asking you for your country code and your country. Okay, why? I will tell you why it is asking you your details. So I told you this is a cloud-based application. Okay, something like your Gmail. So you just have to log in. So in Gmail, we are not doing any development stuff. We are just accessing the front end. We don't know what is happening in the back end. Okay, we are just accessing the front end, sending emails, receiving emails, storing files. That is it. We are not doing anything. So that is fine for them. So they can manage everything on one single server. They can manage one single server, or they might be having multiple servers, but we never know what is happening in the back end. But say some, maybe there are like 1 million customers who are using Salesforce, 1 million companies who are using Salesforce. Okay, everyone is using login.salesforce.com. So if everyone using the same thing, so there might be degradation of performance, right? Because there are too many people using, too many people hitting the same website, right? So you have to, you know, route the traffic properly so that your servers will respond properly to the users. So if you are doing something, if you click on something, if you get the response immediately, then that is fine. If you get the response after 10 minutes, you will be irritated, right? So you have to manage the traffic to your website. Okay, so what Salesforce has done is they have developed different servers for different regions. If you go to a website called trust or say status.salesforce.com. See here, these are all the list of servers. Okay, these are all the list of servers. AP stands for Asia Pacific. Okay, AP stands for Asia Pacific and European Union and North American region. These are all the different servers they have. And this is Sandbox. CS stands for, I mean, if you buy the license, then in real time, once you get the job, you can see this CS97 and all. Okay, so if I give a North America address, then I will be connected to a North American server. So we have too many servers for North America. So to one of these servers, we will be connected. If I give a North America address, if you give some address in Asia Pacific region, then you will be connected to Asia Pacific server. If you give Indian address, then it will take you to some other server here, AP1 to AP9. And if you give some European Union address, then it will be taking you to the EU server. Okay, so because they are dividing the traffic. So here comes the concept of sharing resources. Okay, so instead of saying that, you can say multi-tenant architecture. You have to know what is multi-tenant architecture. So before we go for that, let me create a user account here. So go to developer.salesforce.com and give some zip code for United States and choose one username that should be unique. Okay, username must be unique. sfdc.crm 19, it should be in the email format. Okay, so if it is not available, it will show you it is not available, something like that. So select this, and if you click on sign me up, you will receive an email to this email address. Okay, sign me up. You may already be using that username for your production order. Okay, say 20. It is something like your username, Gmail. So your email address must be unique, right? In the same way here, the username must be unique. So almost there. Please check your email to confirm your account. So you might be receiving an email. You have to check your email. Yeah. So I got an email from developer@salesforce.com. You have to verify your account. Click on verify account, and it will ask you to create a password, choose a password and some security question. So right, see here, if you see the URL NA72. If you come here, I am connected to this server. Right now, I am connected to this server. Okay. See, NA72 is the server instance name. Okay. NA72 is the server instance name. This is the server that I have connected. So there is a green color tick mark. That means this server is working pretty fine. Okay. So sometimes they do some maintenance activities. Like any software, they will be doing some maintenance activities, right? So in that time, they will mention, they will update you. Whenever Salesforce is doing some update to their software, they will inform you way before, at least a month before. They will inform you saying that during this particular time there is a maintenance going on. So that will be definitely during the weekends. Whenever they do the maintenance, they do it only in the weekends, mostly in the weekends, because that is a holiday, right? Weekend, there will be no business during the weekend. So that is the reason they do the maintenance during the weekends. If there is any service disruption, they will indicate the server mark with this. So now everything is displaying with green color symbol, tick symbol, checkbox symbol. That means every server is working fine. If you see something like this on any server, there is some performance issue for that particular server. Right now there is no performance issue with any of these servers. Okay. And this symbol, that shows the maintenance. Okay. So here you can see the maintenances. Right. Today, like July 17. Okay. So NA48. There is some scheduled maintenance on this server at this particular time. Okay. They will inform you well in advance. So you have to, follow the adjustments. But definitely they do that in the weekends only. Nothing to worry. They do not disturb the business hours of any of their customers. Okay. So yeah, we have created our developer account here. Okay. Right. This is the instance we have connected. Now let's get back to multi-tenant architecture. This is important. So we are staying in an apartment. Okay. So we have the common gate and we have the common pool. We have the common recreation center. Okay. We are using all the facilities. Okay. We are staying in an apartment and we are using all. We have a lake also. We have a sidewalk and all the facilities that this apartment is having. All the people who are staying in this apartment are using them. Pool, recreation center, and everything. Okay, that means that is open to the people who are staying in the apartment. In the same way, so we have connected to NA72, right? You are not the only person who has connected to this server. There are multiple users who has connected to this server based on the server capacity. So how we will determine the traffic, how we will determine the capacity? So how we will determine the capacity based on the number of people that are visiting to the server. Okay, so this server may be having some certain amount of memory, some certain amount of TB or something like that, and we are sharing this server to multiple users. Okay, so all the facilities that we have to this server, like security. Okay, so your data must be secured. You are using a multi-tenant architecture and cloud-based platform. So if that is not secure, then you may be having some security threats to your own organization, right? they have to maintain the security, they have to take care of all the facilities. Like if you want to have some storage on your own to your company, if you want to have your own database, that is a costly affair to you, because having database is not just providing some kind of memory location, but also to maintain the networking to it, but also to maintain the security to it and some additional features. Okay, so why we are calling it as multi-tenant means there are different people who are using the same server instance. There are different people who are using the same server instance. Like some people, they might be doing very few customizations, the other people might be doing too much customizations. Okay, so that is the reason Salesforce has come up with limitations also. Suppose I'm staying in this apartment and every day I'm going and occupying the recreation center, so that I'm not giving a chance to any other person. So monopolizing, right? I am monopolizing it. So to avoid such kind of situations, my apartment can say each person can stay in the recreation center just for an hour, so that the others will get a chance to use it. In the same way, so Salesforce is having a very good infrastructure and very speed connection, everything. But some people, they may be doing too much of development activities, they may be doing their developments crazily, so that that may affect other users, because it is a shared architecture. So different people are getting connected to each and every server. So to avoid monopoly on a particular instance, they have come up with some limitations. We call them as governor limits, that we discuss whenever we come across each and every topic. Okay, we have governor limits so that no other user can monopolize a particular server. So server is allocated to many users, so many users can get the benefits, but you should not do too much of complex things, so that you may be increasing the traffic, hitting your server too many times and doing too many operations. So that kind of activities can be limited. So limited in the sense, it is not a disadvantage. So by considering the needs of individual companies, they gave the limits more than what we require. Okay, right. So this is about multi-tenant architectures. Too many people using a particular server instance, right? So this is the lightning version. Whatever you see now on the screen, this is the lightning version of your software. So if you want to switch to classic version, because we have two versions of software now. We have two versions of software, lightning version and the classic version. Lightning version is the new version of software and classic is the old one. But I cannot say like what version the companies are using. I mean, I cannot compare the number of customers using lightning and the number of customers using classic. It depends. Okay, so classic is the older version and companies are trying to migrate to lightning version. Okay, so you have to practice both. If you are interested to learn lightning also, you have to practice both. Anyway, if you got any questions in lightning, we will try to balance both. Okay, so but classic version you can understand everything clearly. So whatever we discuss in the classic version, try and implement it in the lightning version. Okay, so if we have a topic today, like some topic I have discussed in the class, so that is in the classic version I have discussed, so go and implement the same in the lightning. Okay, because compared to lightning, there are more people who are using classic version still. Okay. Companies just started migrating from classic to lightning, so it is better to have knowledge on both. Okay, so you have to spend more time because of the additional version that we have. So why again this version means, so it is faster compared to the classic. The response that you get is faster, and you have some advantages, like you don't need to code much in lightning version. In classic version, if you want to customize something, you have to do a little bit coding, but lightning version, they reduced too much coding. Okay, Right. Anyway, we will see the benefits of Lightning version in later sessions. So how you can switch to your classic version? Just go here. Here you have switch to Salesforce Classic. Okay. So if you click on this here, okay, this is the classic version. If you want to go to migrate, if you want to migrate to Lightning version, then you can click on this, then it will take you to the Lightning version. And these are the different standard apps that we have. Sales, service, marketing. App launcher is a different tool, like something like App Store in your iPhone. So if you have if you want to use some application, then you can go and download and use the application. Okay. Communities and all these things, you will come to know one by one. Okay. So this is your standard application that is readily available to you. Let me take you to sales. See. So I will just explain the front end here. These are all the different tabs that we have. Okay. So each and everything is an object. Object is nothing but a data table to store the data. Okay. So these are all the standard objects that we have readily available. If you click on this plus icon, then you can see all the objects available. Okay. So now this is a complete application for any company to start their business. This thing is enough for them to start their business, and based on their requirements, they can again customize their application and use it. Okay, but for now they do not wait till their software is developed like some traditional softwares. That is the main biggest advantage for the companies to run behind the Salesforce. Okay, so everything is ready for you. So they have created objects to store the data, and the ready-made functionality is available. Like if you click on lead, so what actually a lead is, we have discussed already. Lead is not a customer. Lead is just a person who is having interest in buying our products. You want to capture his information. You will click on you will give some data like his first name, last name, company title, phone, fax, all the basic stuff you will give. So I will explain. I will take 5 more minutes. So I will wind up this session in 5 more minutes. Like you have captured lead details. Okay. So salespeople will try contacting the lead. Okay. So you have a option to convert your lead convert. If you click on lead convert, there is a button called lead convert on the lead. If you click on lead convert, then account, contact, opportunity. Okay, 3 records will be created. What is account? Account is something about it contains some basic information. It contains some basic information. Contact, it contains contact information. Opportunity, it contains what is the revenue that we are going to generate with this customer. Okay, it contains all the finance information. So like suppose I have a electronics company, so some other person asking me to provide some 100 mobile devices for his sales people, so I got an opportunity. So that information will be there in the opportunity. Again, one more time, he was satisfied with the performance of the mobile devices. Now he wants some GPS system to the mobile devices. Again, he will come and contact me. I need GPS system facility also. And again, he may ask me for Bluetooth and something like that. So different opportunities I will create. So this one deals with only with mobile phones. The next opportunity deals with something else, and the next opportunity deals with something else.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, so in opportunity only the revenue, only the amount will be available, or even the product, like what
Product.
yeah, even the products and products plus the revenue.
Yeah,
Or
product details also. What
okay,
is the product they want to buy
okay,
from us, and how much is the cost
okay,
of each and everything.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. Total, what is the total, how much quantity they need, what product they need. So all the stuff will be there in the opportunity.
Everything about a particular opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Everything about that particular business transaction or particular opportunity, yes.
Business
It contains
transaction.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
good question. So like this, the business will start. So converting a lead, creating account contact opportunity. Okay. So once opportunity is created, opportunity is closed. That means we sold our item to this person. So then we close the opportunity because we have already sold that product to him. So he is asking for some 10 laptops. We have sold it. There is no need to keep the opportunity open. We close the opportunity. So again, if we need something more, then we create a new opportunity under the same account. Okay, and because the same person is asking for the multiple, I mean another product. Okay, so under the same account we create one more opportunity. Okay, so this way our business goes, and he bought our products, so he may get some problem in future with our products, so he may raise a complaint. There are too many ways to raise a complaint. Like you can go to a website and create a complaint. Okay, if you go to any website, on the contact us option you will have, so why you are contacting, I purchased a product from you and this is the problem I have, and you will submit it. So once you do that, we have our tools which will be able to create a complaint in Salesforce. So whenever a complaint is created, a record will be created in the case object. This is the part of Service Cloud. In the case object, a record will be created, and you will train your sales, I mean customer service people in such a way that they address your issue very quickly. So because customer satisfaction is very important. Okay, so that you can retain them for longer duration. Okay, so all these things we monitor using Salesforce. Any questions? I'm sorry, I don't like having different. Yeah, please go on.
Yeah, sorry, I missed this when you're explaining the case. So can you repeat that again?
Yeah. So say we have sold our product to a customer. He got a problem with his product. So we have different ways of complaining. Like we have a different ways. Like you can send an email. So we will be having a email something like customer service at the rate dell.com, customer service at the rate yourcompany.com, something like that. So if anyone is sending an email to that particular email address, a case will be created here in the Salesforce, or you have a option in the website to contact customer care. There you have a form, and in the form you will be asking what is the problem, what is his device, when he bought the device, is it still under warranty period. All those things you will have in the form. He will fill the form and he will submit that particular form. Then again, you can have a functionality that is going to create a case in Salesforce. Okay, so we
Okay.
call them as web to case, email to case, something like that.
Yeah.
So in this way we can create cases, and you can have your customer care people to resolve the issue. Okay, you can train them as you
Okay.
need.
Okay.
Okay, so I have not prepared any slides because I don't like preparing slides and explaining and reading what it is there on the slides. So this way
Okay.
I like it, so I explained it this way. I think you are at least a little bit clear of what exactly Salesforce is, but in future in the coming classes you will completely learn what exactly it is, and so many things, because the demo session, like the basic session itself takes long time. I explained in the short time, like 1 hour, whatever I can. So
Mm-hmm.
as we go on, as we move on further, then you can come to know exactly everything. Okay. So you can ask me if
Okay.
you have any questions.
Not right now.
Okay.
So,
So
do you have any document that says which are the important topics, like what we have to refer to, like while these sessions are going on,
mm,
like for
online
daily
it is
practice
better.
or something like that?
Like if suppose I'm discussing something today in the class, so
Mm-hmm.
practice totally whatever we discussed and think beyond what I explained. Okay.
Okay.
So almost, I mean, I cover almost all the topics that we mostly use in Salesforce. Like there are
Mm-hmm.
plenty of things in Salesforce that I don't know because we don't use them. So Salesforce has provided that feature, but people don't use it because it is not advantage of using it. So
Mm-hmm.
there are too many things in Salesforce. So many of the
Yeah.
things companies do not use. So whatever that are really important, or even if they are having some less importance, we will discuss. But I don't discuss
Okay.
those things that companies will never use. There are some things that companies never use. So it is waste of our time discussing about it in the class. Okay, but we will go
Okay.
through almost all the things that are important. I will not
Okay.
miss anything. So if you think I missed something,
Mm-hmm.
you can ask me anytime. Like how the
Yeah.
revision
Sure.
goes is, if I complete the classes, I do not close the group. Okay, I have my WhatsApp group that I created in 2016. So
Uh-huh.
it is up to you. You can keep, you can remain in the group or you can leave it. But in the group, if you post any question, then definitely, you know, I will be answering. Not like very complex,
Okay.
time taking things, but I can give you some suggestion on them. Okay.
Okay.
So before I complete this
Okay.
training, I recommend you to complete your certifications as well. If you need any help with the certifications, let me know. I will help you with your certifications. So by the time we finish, you have to get ready with your certifications. And by the time we finish admin, get ready with your CV and start marketing. By the time you complete this course, prepare in a way that you should get a job. So if you are not getting any emails, let me know. Okay. So because definitely I'll be getting at least 2 3 emails every day. At least one email. Okay.
Okay.
So if you are not getting emails, let me know. Whatever the emails I get, I will forward them to you so that you can see the requirements, the job descriptions, how they are asking, what they are asking, all the things you can see. Okay. But the main thing is you have to practice at least for 2 to 3 hours every day, apart from our class, because Salesforce is very big tool that I cannot explain in 2 months time. Okay, I will be taking
Yeah.
you to different modules with real time examples, but 100% I cannot cover all the examples that you see in real time. So in future, if you got one requirement, you should not think this guy has not told this thing in the class, because if it no one can do that. No one can do 100% justification to their training. I will do my best. So I'm telling you in the beginning itself. Okay. So you have to work more than what I am doing. You have to spend at least 2 hours apart from your class. And I will give you the recorded sessions so that you can listen to them as many times as you want. That is the biggest advantage that you have, I can say. Okay. Every day I will share my class recording. If I take a class today, may not be today, but tomorrow I will upload it. I will share it to you. Because GoToMeeting video, I have to first convert it to download into my local. After that, I have to share it. So converting it into a different file itself, it takes 1 hour, 1.5 hour time sometimes. So that is why, may not be the same day, but maybe the next day, I will share you the recording. Okay. Any other questions? And if you need any marketing help, like any, if, who maintain your visa status and all, that kind of help. Because I do have links with different vendors, different consultancies, so that also I can do. I can refer you to one of those. They will take care of your status. But the business, right? They take some percentages that I don't know. That you have to speak to them fairly. That is not related to me. Any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay then. Thank you everyone for attending.
Thank you.
Yep.